Hey YouTube, it's Weird Paul. Before I get started today, I want to do a special shout out to my over 80 new subscribers from Twitch Plays Pokemon. Thanks for checking out my channel. Having that viral Pokemon video made me think about my vintage video game collectibles.
Here they come.
You too. The first thing I remembered was back in 1986 when we finally got a ColecoVision and we got our first game for it, Smurf.
We just got it in the mail. Smurf for ColecoVision. We've been playing it a lot. Our first ColecoVision cartridge. It's very good.
Did you know that on April 3rd, 1982, Atari had National Pac Man Day?
Atari had been putting these full-page ads into the newspaper for days. I cut them all out, but I threw them all away except this one.
Me, my sister, and a friend of mine celebrated Atari National Pac Man Day by making our own signs.
We have a half-colored-in Pac-Man, small Pac-Man arcade game. It says, I love Pac-Man, but Maze Craze is better.
I said Maze Craze was better because at the time I was trying very hard to get my mother to buy me the Atari game Maze Craze. One of my prized possessions is this Valentine's Day ad from 1983 from Atari, which I cut out and framed.
Miss Pac Man had just come out, so Atari was promoting it everywhere. Reach for Miss Pac Man, reach for Atari.
Another must-have 80s video game collectible is the Pac Man Fever Album by Buckner and Garcia.
Aside from Pac Man Fever, there were 7 other songs, including songs about Frogger and Centipede. The inside sleeve came with patterns on how to beat Pac-Man. My band and I covered the song The Defender a couple times at our concerts. What a great song.
I also have this one Pac Man Puffy Sticker. I must have had a whole sheet of them at one time. Did you know that in 1982, McDonald's had a Play Atari scratch-off card contest?
There were games for Asteroids, Centipede, Missile Command, and Star Raiders.
They were advertising their new McRib sandwich. My favorite video game in 1982 was Donkey Kong, and I was determined to become good at it. So I went down to the village newsstand, and for $1.95, I bought a copy of How to Win at Donkey Kong.
This book explained everything in the game. But most importantly, it had patterns for beating every screen.
This was basically an early version of what we now know as a game walkthrough, and it did help me get past some of the boards. I also like comic books, and when I found out Atari was putting out one, I had to go get a copy.
Comic books were 75 cents back then. The back cover has an ad for Intellivision Bump and Jump.
Probably one of the most exciting developments for me in 1982 was when my local library got a copy of The Guide to Conquering the Video Games. In this one book, and only in this one book, you'll learn the techniques that will enable you to master well over 200 games. That book inspired me to start writing my own book, How to Conquer the Video Games.
This is where I explain things like how to get the invisible dot in the Atari Adventure game.
Unfortunately, I never did finish writing the book. I was also writing a book called How to Win at Atari 2600 Superman, but I threw that one away when I was a teenager.
Lastly, let's take a look at this picture of Junior Pac-Man that my little brother drew for me in 1988. It's called I'm Good by Ward, age 5.
If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to click the like button down below. I'll have more stuff to show you coming up soon, so keep watching. Thanks, YouTube.